Jim. Today I want to talk about some local bands that you may not already be familiar with, maybe some that you are, but wanted to kind of talk about their connection to my community, and there we go. The first band that I want to talk about is a band that was around in the 80s and 90s, and that's a band called Victims Family. They're a punk band, hardcore. Their sound is a little sort of punk, funk, jazz, metal kind of inspired. This is an album from 1990 called White Bread Blues. And this is actually the 20th anniversary edition. So this came out in 2010, I think. And it's got a booklet insert. And it's actually got some, great background information on the band, and a lot about the making of this particular record. It's very cool. Sleeve, lyrics. I don't know if I said this, but this is on St. Rose Records from 2010. St. Rose was a local Santa Rosa label, and it's on blue vinyl. They put out a number of records, but then I think broke up in the mid-90s. They got back together for a benefit maybe a few years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, I think. But I don't think that they're really together these days. The next band is Ceremony from Rohnert Park. Rohnert Park is connected to the south side of Santa Rosa. It's a little suburban bedroom community, I guess. All the streets are organized alphabetically. It always freaked me out when I was a teenager, and I'd go down there and I'd ask where they lived, and they'd say, "Oh yeah, I live in J section," or "I live in D section." It's just weird to me. Still is a little weird. But this is a band called Ceremony. They're a hardcore punk band. And this is an album of covers. What year is this from? I'm actually not sure what year this is from, and I haven't looked it up, but it'll say here what year it's from. This is 6 covers, and they cover Urban Waste, Pixies, Crisis, Eddie and the Subtitles, Vile, and Wire. Over the years, they've kind of gone from a hardcore punk band to a little bit more of a post-punk band. I think the Wire influence becomes really obvious later on. But it's a good band, definitely worth checking out. Anyways, this is a single-sided record. Let me take it out of here. Side A has all the music, and side B is an etching of roses. I think this... Not sure why. Bridge 9 is the label. The next artist is Emily Jane White, who's originally from Fort Bragg, which is on the west coast of Sonoma County. And then I think she lives in Oakland now, or she did most of her life, if she doesn't live there now. This is an album from 2009 called Victoria in America. Emily is a kind of contemporary indie folk kind of artist. Her earlier work sounds an awful lot like Cat Power. This is a beautiful record, I think. Has a lot of amazing tracks on it. Just a really great tone to her voice. This is on Milan Records from 2009, I think I said. Definitely somebody worth taking a listen to if you aren't familiar with her already.
My body will not break me into the tomb nationally, with a veil's thin covering your eyes in blue and red and black and white.
Next is a band called the Velveteen. They are from Santa Rosa. This is Elysium from 2006, maybe? No, this would have been 2003, I think. 2004. The Velveteen are a indie, definitely had a lot of emo influence in the beginning, have gone through a few lineup changes. In the beginning it was Judah Nagler, Logan Whitehurst, and Josh Staples. And this record is their second LP, I believe. And it was really stripped down. It was just, there was no guitar on it. Piano, bass, and drums. It's a beautiful record. Definitely something worth taking a listen to if you are interested in sort of indie rock. This is a 10-inch pressing of Elysium. It's a double 10-inch. Custom labels. And they are on, at this time, I think this is Pandicide. Yeah. This is on Pandicide. And then I also have a version of Cum Laude this is from 2006. And this is much more sort of IDM influenced. I think the thing that stands out most from the Velveteen for me is Judah's voice. He has such a beautiful, almost piercing vocal. He's just this really intense, beautiful performer. I'm not even sure how to describe. I hate when I can't describe things, but take a listen. Worth checking out. This has an insert. It's a lyric poster, and then the LP, Pandicide. Next is The New Trust, which is another band from Santa Rosa. And the bass player for this band is Josh Staples, who is also the bass player for the Velveteen. They are a emo, indie rock band. I guess that's the best way to describe them. I'm hoping to be able to at least do needle drops, if not insert some videos for most of these bands. So hopefully that will happen. Insert record words photography. On red vinyl. Actually, quite a nice red. Next is another band that's related to the Velveteen, which is Oddbird. Oddbird is a project that it's a band by a woman named Ashley Allred, and this Ashley was Judah Nagler from the Velveteen, the lead singer. Ashley was his girlfriend, and that's how I met all of them. Ashley has a really soft approach with her voice to music. She's, I don't know how to describe her music, sort of indie folk, I guess, at this point for Smith. It's kind of gone through a lot of different phases over the years. Oddbird is a project that's no longer around. Actually, my daughter was part of this project at one point, and that's how I met people in this group of people. Part of an indie film that they did together, long story. But this is Ashley. This is really a beautiful record. I ended up filming a video for Ashley at one point, and I may include some of that on here. Definitely music worth taking a listen to. This is, I believe, also on Pandicide, or somehow related to Pandicide.
Got those cold feet running, maybe go by morning. If you leave a note to say goodbye, you'll surely miss the tears fall from my eyes.
And then one more band that's kind of also in that same circle, which is a band called Trebuchet. And the relationship here is that Logan Whitehurst, who was one of the people who started the Velveteen, I believe it's his brother who is in this band, Elliot Whitehurst. I believe they're brothers. These guys are definitely kind of new folk. 4-part harmonies, really, really beautiful stuff. This is Carry On from, 2013. Definitely insert with lyrics on that side. This might be a custom press record. I believe so. There's no label listed. I actually really like the design on this record and the labels. Hopefully I'll be able to include a clip. Just, I think that they do a pretty spectacular job with their harmonies. Really nice stuff.
I wonder, did you ever watch the sun going down on Helen Putnam Park, hand in hand, just like a spider in its web? You would only let the good things come to you, and never would you go to them. And in the end, you're all alone.
Okay, next is Grounding from Rags in 2015, I believe is when this came out. Indie folk. I'll try and include a clip here. I actually created a video for the song Piece Together. Great bunch of guys. Some really fun music. It was really a great experience making the video for them. This is the inner sleeve with all the lyrics and vinyl.
All up to us, and my face is telling a story in flux. Certainty always a must.
Last is someone who lives locally that many of you all probably know, and that's Les Claypool. He lives in a little town called Occidental, not far from here. This is the Claypool Linen Delirium. From 2018, 2017, 2019 actually. And I actually really love the colored vinyl and labels for this. If you haven't already seen this record, there's two different colors for it's a double LP. Oh, no, same. I was thinking that there were two different. But all the labels are different. He also happens to have a winery, and some friends of ours gave us a housewarming gift that is a bottle of champagne from Claypool Cellars, signed by Les Claypool, which is kind of fun to have. We haven't opened it yet. We moved into our house shortly before COVID, and so we really haven't had a housewarming party yet. So we just kind of moved in and then got stuck here permanently. So there's that. But happy to be here, and happy that you all have taken the time to watch this. I'm hoping people will spend a little bit of time and energy and take a look around and see who their local bands are if they don't know already, or if they do know, talk about them. Even if they don't have much out in terms of vinyl, I'd love to hear about them. Probably everybody else would too. Anyways, stay safe, take care.